My name is Coach Lee Hopkins. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I'm a social connections coach. I help people make more meaningful connections in their personal and professional life. Welcome back to week 3 of the Friends with Family 4-week complimentary masterclass. This class is going to help you start making meaningful relationships with your family. As I said last week, this course is not going to fix deep-seated problems that you might have with your family members, and it's not going to heal any traumas that you might have experienced. I'm not a therapist, and this is not therapy. With that said, let's get into it. Last week, we explored how to maneuver through difficult drama. I shared a few ways to be grounded so that you don't impulsively react when you're discussing the drama, as well as some language to use in conversation. Remember, our goal is to be connected to our family members. Connection happens when we demonstrate that we understand how the other person feels about their experiences. This week, in week 3, we're going to listen to learn. This week, I'll share how curiosity can help us connect with our family members. I'll also share an exercise that will prepare you to have more open conversations and invite vulnerability and more connection. When I was growing up, everything I did seemed to be wrong or inadequate. Most of the things I enjoyed were shamed. I wanted to skateboard, but that wasn't a Black thing. I enjoyed creating art and perhaps thought I could do it for a living, but it was frowned upon because most people discouraged it because they thought I'd be a starving artist. Even my food choices were shamed. As a Black person, it's supposed to be in my DNA to enjoy hot sauce, but I didn't. I liked mayo instead. Everybody made fun of me. And it was little comments like that that shook my confidence. Because I had so many experiences where I was shamed when I shared something I liked, it made me think twice about sharing things that brought me joy. So there I was, feeling ignored, ridiculed, shamed for anything I liked. Have you ever felt that way? It's not a great feeling, especially when that comes from your family. What I really wanted was for somebody to be interested and excited about what I liked. I wanted someone to be curious about my desire to skateboard or to do artwork. I didn't want to be laughed at or told that my choices, my ideas, my worldview was ridiculous. Isn't that what you want too? If so, I want you to keep this in mind. Everyone wants to be heard, understood, and appreciated. They don't want to be judged, criticized, or made fun of for their choices. And when we do not demonstrate that we understand our family members and how they feel about their world, we create drama. Drama, again, is unresolved feelings that appear in conversations that weren't thoughtfully acknowledged and validated. The opposite of drama is validation. Validation is recognition or affirmation that a person's feelings or opinions are correct. Validation is the key to connection. And validation is a skill that you're going to need to master so that you can listen to learn. And I know it's not easy to listen and learn with your family members because they may be saying something that's triggering to you. Maybe they're criticizing your life choices, your partner, or insisting that you do something that you don't want to do. It's not easy. I bet you can hear Aunt Ruth right now, or that nagging family member inside your head. Take a breath. Whatever you've done before with family members, I like to share a way to do something different. Let's get curious. Stop focusing on how much you want to change their mind and instead get curious about the experiences they have had that make them think that way. See the world from their eyes. They had a completely different set of life experiences. And just like you, they also want to be understood. They want their life choices, ideas, and values to be respected. And in a world that's full of uncertainty and constant changing, they're dying to have someone tell them that what they believe is okay. Keep in mind that everyone wants to be heard, understood, and appreciated. They do not want to be judged, criticized, or made fun of for their worldview. Now, right here, you might think, well, they aren't demonstrating that they respect and understand me, so why should I respect and understand them? Well, It's because you're the one who knows how to listen. I'm asking you to listen to them and tell them that they're right about what they have said. This is validation. Now, it does not mean that you believe what they say. You're simply reflecting back their reality and their worldview at them. When you validate them, you do two key things. One, you provide a comfort to them that they have likely never had. Two, you demonstrate to them how you'd like to be treated. Remember, everyone wants to be accepted, heard, and understood, and told that they are right about their worldview. In fact, you're not going to be able to share anything deep and important with them about your life unless you're willing to accept some things that are deep and important to them about their lives. Bottom line, they're not going to listen to you if you don't listen to them. What I'm asking you to do here is to listen to learn. Specifically, you're listening for two things. One, the data and the details they have shared with you. And two, how they feel about what they have shared with you. Listen to that information and get curious about why they feel the way they do. Make them feel safe enough to share with you by affirming their point of view. Here's some language that you can use to affirm them. Yeah, I see your point. Of course, that makes sense. I understand where you're coming from. Learn about the experiences that have shaped their worldview by asking them questions. Ask them questions like, what experiences have you had with X topic? What happened to make you feel X way? And here's a pro tip. Always, always ask what questions and not why questions. Why questions make people feel as if they're being criticized and attacked. What questions, on the other hand, are less invasive and will direct the person to look for a tangible experience to share. When you make a safe space to listen, you'll be able to learn about them and begin to create a connection that you want. Take my experience, for example. For many years, I'd wanted to connect with my family, but we've had a challenge for me being transgendered. I remember calling my mom to tell her I was going to transition from female to male. She said, "Don't do that. That's not what God wants." And I went through the roof. "You never respect me or anything I do. I can't tell you anything." And for many years, we got locked into a place where I wanted to be understood and accepted, and so did she. It was only when I got curious about the driving force behind her belief in God and her experiences that I could understand what inspired her to want me to also believe in the same things. So when I stopped thinking about how hurtful her God and her views were to me, I started learning about her intentions so we can connect. I learned that she really cared about me so much and she didn't want me to face the wrath of God. Although I didn't carry the same beliefs and it didn't feel real to me, it felt very real to my mom. And when I validated her fears and treated them as if they were important, we started connecting. I demonstrated that I understood how she felt about her life experiences, and that made room for me to share my feelings, which is what I'm going to share in the next lesson, the time to share your feelings. Now, I know this is a lot, and it's really not possible to do all at once with your family. You really need to practice with other types of relationships, specifically with your friendships. Most people don't notice this, but you will attract the same types of friendship dynamics that you have with your family. However you feel while interacting with your family, you're going to feel the same way when talking to your friends. Belittled, dismissed, misunderstood, unsupported. And it's simply because you're used to feeling that way. You will attract people who will also make you feel that way. And I've been there. But what I've done and what I would recommend to you is to practice these skills with a group of your peers who want to see you become successful. By practicing with your peers, you'll be able to discover your triggers, learn how to quiet them, and be more effective at listening to learn. I have a 12-week course that will help you feel empowered with valuable skills for active listening, empathy, and effective communication. This will serve you in managing conversations with your family members, friendship making, networking, conversing with coworkers, and in all aspects of your social life. So if you're ready to take the next step, check out the application for coaching in the video notes or email me for more information. Okay, now for this week's exercise. This week, we're going to practice turning your why questions into what questions so that you can show more curiosity and invite connection. Here are some examples. Why did you choose your current job or profession? It becomes, what led you to choose your current job or profession? Why did you pick this city to live in? What influenced your decision to live in this city? Why did you decide to pursue your hobby or interest? What sparked your interest in your hobby? Can you see how these three sentences have transformed to be more inviting and more connecting? Think of some questions that you might have about your family members. Which ones that you might want to ask them that begin with why? Be conscious about transforming those why questions into what questions so that you can create a more engaging and open dialogue. In lesson 4 of the mini masterclass, we'll complete the connection with your family members by sharing our feelings with them. After you've demonstrated that you're interested in them, it will be time to share your thoughts and feelings. In the final video of this series, you'll learn how to share without triggering big feelings. And don't forget, if you have any questions, comments, and want additional support in this week's exercise, come to the Q&A this coming Saturday at 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time. I will be there live streaming to take your questions. Also, if you have any questions and can't be there, feel free to email me your questions and I'll answer them during the live stream. I'll see you next time.